Hello everybody, how are you? It is time for my live tarot card readings. I brought a couple decks. I brought questions. I have a couple questions. If you have questions, you can write them down. Excuse me as I get really close to the camera, but my laptop's behind me so I can watch. If you have questions, you can post them into the, you can see my one eye, hello, into the chat. Into a chat box there where it says, see y'all at noon. If you have lots of questions below, I will answer it. So the first question that was left pre-live is from Marilyn. What does my future hold? So we're going to use the Angel card deck. That's calling me today. And we're going to give it a little shuffle. Hey Marie, how you doing? Let me know if you have a question. So Marilyn, we're going to pull a card, and what does your future hold? We got the energy work card. Life can be electrifying because its very essence is energy. Your body is remarkable energy field. Your hands and heart are activated to give healing energy to your loved ones and clients. Huh, that's a beautiful card. So whatever your future holds is something with caregiving, energy work. Let me pop another card here and see if it gives me a little more guidance as I ponder it. And so this card is the Seven of Michaels, a better course of actions available. Are you thinking of changing jobs? And I don't know, like I said, I think I kind of know you, but in this venue, I don't think I do. If you're thinking of changing jobs, making a change of scenery, whether selling your house, moving, the energy work is saying that you need to work internally on yourself. Start, being kind of self-reflective before you make a dramatic decision. Only you'll know if that makes sense. So if you're thinking, like I said, of making changes, do the inner work first. Don't what is it? Shoot, aim, fire. Take your time, think through what you're going to do. Is it the right move for you? Is it the right time for you? Are you ready for it? But also align your energy. So maybe you're feeling kind of off balance, not, the usual jam, not the usual person. You're just kind of a little off your game. So take time to look within with that. You can also direct message me if this makes sense or not makes sense, so I kind of know. The next one is Darlene. What do you see in my future? Everybody must know about their future. I think with everything going on with COVID and the elections, it's just, I think everybody's kind of looking around thinking of making changes. I was just talking to somebody before on a phone call of how pre-COVID, we had one conception of something, one perception, and post-COVID or during COVID, we have a different one. If you pay attention, if you kind of followed me for a while, you know that I did card readings for a couple, I dip my toes in card readings. I don't do a lot, here and there. And I finally decided, I was talking to somebody a couple weeks ago, and, he's like, I don't know why you don't follow your spiritual calling. He goes, you battled with it and battled with it. When in reality, you're really good at intuitiveness. It was actually somebody I was coaching. He was his business was kind of in a rut. He goes, you're such a great intuitive coach that you need to get back into it. And I thought about it, and sometimes what comes easy to us is that which we fight. I always tell people that what comes the easiest to you to do, because that's probably your calling, but because it's so easy, you think it can't be. Intuition is so easy to me that I don't give it a thought. I see the in-betweens. So kind of take a look there. But so Barlene, that was Darlene in your last name put together. What does your future, what do I see in your future? It's not what I see, what do the cards see? I just, card readers, how's it go? Psychics perceive, mediums receive. I think that was brilliant. Psychics perceive, mediums receive. And I'm not a medium. Okay, time, you got the Knight of Michael. Strong, committed, time to move quickly, choose logic over emotion, sudden changes. So is something changing in your life right now? Is something shifting? Because you're under a lot of sudden changes right now. You may be thinking about something that is, moving fast. So you're going to have to just roll with it and move fast with it. That, it seems like all signs are go, to go for it. Whatever decision you're thinking about doing, give it a try, see what happens. Okay, Marie, where do I need to place my focus this week? We're going to do the Archangel Power card. I might do a couple, Marie, we'll see. This first one is, oh, wow. New beginnings, Marie. Starting a new life, finding your purpose, forgiving, and compassionate review of your past. Now, I mean, in all fairness to all y'all, we kind of follow each other. We know each other, so I kind of know what's going on, Marie, in your life. And I know you just put together, I don't know if it's a paid face group or free Facebook group that I know is doing really well. So, and I know your massage business is just back up and running. Whatever you're thinking of doing, and I feel like you're thinking of doing something that's kind of a left turn, it's your purpose. Whatever you're thinking of, it's your purpose. You always thought your purpose was in one area. I would say probably, massages, because you're an amazing masseuse. But that was it's kind of the gateway to your purpose, to where you really should be. And, that's one of the things I think everybody's finding out of COVID is, as bad as certain things are, is as good as other things are. And we're all kind of being shown a portal of where we really should be. And I think you're being shown a portal right now of where you should be leaning. And you're kind of maybe battling with that. But if it's your purpose, you got to go after it. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a unique reason for being. And just kind of a sidebar here, what would happen if when you pass and you're on the other side and an angel comes to you and says, you know what? You could have been, or you are, or, let's kind of use, I kind of thought this through before I jumped on here. We're going to use Tom Brady as an example, because thank you, Marie. With Tom Brady, just think if when he passes, he finds out that when he was a 10-year-old boy, that he thought about being the greatest football player, the greatest quarterback, and won like Super Bowls, that he realized that was inside of him. And he knew he had to go all in. And how many people do you know that? And I actually thought about this with Kamala Harris. If you went back to Kamala Harris when she was an 8 or 9-year-old little girl, and you asked her, what did your future show? And she said, I was going to be the first president, first woman of color, the president of the United States, or I was going to go to Howard and go to all these places. And people would scoff at her, but she knew. I think we all have that within us. I think we all know what our purpose is. It's here, but it scares us. And so we avoid it. We duck and dive around it, or we put our toes in it because we think, who am I to be that great? But what if when you pass on the other side and they walk up to you and they say, you were in your purpose for a little bit, but you just couldn't get there. Or you didn't, you didn't dare to be the person you were meant to be. Wouldn't that be sad? I mean, I thought of that over the weekend and thought, how sad to find out that I should have been more on the spiritual side. I should have been helping more people figure out the spiritual nature of their business and their lives, and I didn't. Or, you sit there and you think of what you really want to do. If you're thinking what you really want to do, that's what you're supposed to do. That's your calling. And the universe keeps telling you and telling you. And, I just turned 63. And as you get older, the drumbeat gets louder and louder and louder, because it's like you've got to listen. Because that calling that you feel is a legit calling. It's a calling you need to answer. Because yes, you are that great. Yes, you do have that light within you. You have that divine calling. You have that God spark within you. Everybody does. And whether you call it the God spark, the spirit spark, the all, or whatever, it doesn't matter. We all have that pixie dust. I mean, think about Walt Disney. When he was a little kid and he was passing newspapers out with his little freezing cold hands, were so cold he would go home and draw because he knew he had to. You have to do what you have to do. You have to do what you're called to do. And your calling can change. But, you know, when I talk to people and I'll say, you know, how did you know? They'll say, well, if you look at my life, you'll see the different steps. It could have been a zig, it could have been a straight line to get to here. Because you're exactly where you're supposed to be. But sit down and ask yourself, what do I battle with in my mind? I have battled with spirituality my whole entire life. I am not lying to you. I've had all kinds of spiritual people come into my life and say, no, Karen, you need to do this and do that. And I'd do it for a little bit and I'd step back away. Because who was I? You know, I had one person sit down and say, you know what? You could be bigger than Lois Hayes. Because you see the big picture, you see collaborating, you see putting pieces together. You're a connector. You want to bring people together. And you just get so afraid of it. So don't be afraid. You're great. Embrace it. Go after it. Go all in after it. And if I can help you with a card reading, fantastic. Jump over to my website. I've got card readings. I got a holiday special going right now. Jump over there and we'll talk. Sometimes card readings, it's not what the cards tell me. Card reading is kind of like a gateway to me. It's kind of like, okay, I see this card, you know, and I wonder what it says, and you shuffle everything around and you pull a card. Okay, what does the universe want me to know today? And I pull the Magician. And I read it, you manifest life what you want, what you need will magically appear in successful beginnings. But for me, that opens the gateway to start a conversation with you, to have you see who you want to be. So stop wondering what you want to be. You know exactly what you want to be. Just take the time and have the courage. And it takes courage. I think that's why I've run from spirituality for so long. You know, when people are like, you're a psychic, it's like, no, I'm not too much a psychic. I just read people really well. I see the in-between. It could be a psychic, it could be whatever you call it. It's my gift. Whatever your gift is, whatever you're called to do, go do it. Don't keep spinning and saying, okay, well, maybe I'll try this and maybe I'll try that. Go all in. What the hell? It's COVID. If it doesn't work out in 6 months, you can say, it was COVID brain. What do I know? It's COVID. COVID made me do it. You know, it's 2020 COVID. But I mean, we're all being presented with an amazing opportunities right now. And I don't know about y'all, but my intuition has just been popping like crazy. I see things I never saw before because COVID has opened it up. I think that's one of the positives out of a horrible, horrible, horrible pandemic. But there's going to be positives that come out of this. And for me, it's just the opening up. It's seeing the world in a different way. So let me know how I can help you guys. Let me know how I can help move the needle for y'all. Go to my website. Check it out. I have a couple of programs up there because I have got to quit fighting the spiritual side. I've got to say, okay, you win. You win, God. We're going in. So let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, I have this on my Possibilities Cafe. I'll post this also on my regular Facebook and thing. And I'm also going to start doing, I used to do a 3-card spread every Monday to just kind of give everybody a weekly thing. So I'll start doing that too. Marie, let me know if you need anything. I'm excited now. I'd love to know what your new adventure is. So, but talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Here's igniting your possibilities and finding your blue rose.